Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. In today's video, I want to discuss something very important, and truly, I am not happy. Why? Because it looks like we just talk and it doesn't look like people listen. Or maybe we're not spreading this news enough so that people will learn. So I want to talk about an ongoing and very serious issue, and which looks to me like in the days of in the Bible where Moses suffered with Israelites and took them to the promised land but couldn't enter. Maybe it's an extreme relational discussion, but that's how I feel. And this is about those who work so hard to get Canada visa or probably visa to other country, but I'm talking about Canada right now because I know about it. And then you get the visa, come to the border, you bought ticket from your country, travel down to Canada, met all the requirements, and just at the border, you're not able to enter Canada because you couldn't answer questions, simple questions from the border officers. And I feel very sad because that has continued to be the situation on ground right now. We hear all the time about people who are turned down at the border. I can't believe that you get the visa and you're not able to cross the border. We have talked about it in different forms, just so that people will learn. But that's not happening. If you're planning to travel, if you know anyone who is planning to travel, if you have it as a plan for future, I need you to listen. And I want you to please share this video widely so that others will learn. It comes simple and sometimes unexpected question from the border control officers that will stamp you in, immigration officers, when you get to a country. Very simple question. And I will give you scenarios here so we can learn. So, we've all been saying that if you come into Canada with visitor's visa, you may be able to convert it to work permit. However, the visa with which you're coming in is visitor's visa. So it is a category of its own, which only allows you to come to Canada on a temporary basis. Based on that category of visa, when you are at the border, when you're with immigration officers at the border, all your responses should meet the criteria of the visa you hold. And so the visa officer, the immigration officer say, hey, welcome to Canada. Why are you visiting Canada? You say you have a tourist visa. How long are you staying in Canada? Oh, for 3 weeks. Okay, that's good. Do you have enough money to sustain yourself in Canada? Oh yeah, I have $2,000. Well, $2,000 will be able to sustain you for 3 weeks. But what if that is what you said when you apply for your visa, and then you come to the border? You say you're planning to stay for 3 months. Hey, $2,000 cannot sustain you in Canada for 3 months. The other question is, oh, what if you come into Canada and you get a job? And right at the border, you say, oh yeah, I'll be looking for a job. Hey, what's the matter with you? The visa category you have does not allow you to look for a job inside Canada. It's not allowed. The visa category you have allows you to visit Canada on very temporary basis. You're not supposed to work and you're not expected to stay longer than a certain period, and you go back. Now, you should talk of your main reason for getting the visa. If you have a plan B, an imagination, or a thought that you maybe when you get into Canada, you get a job. Hey, you have not gotten the job. Your visa category does not allow you to work in Canada as a visitor, and so it's not anything to talk about. Or else you contravene the rules guiding the visa category you have. And the border officer will have no choice but to turn you back to your country. So you see, I'm not smiling because I'm not happy. I'm actually I'm making sure I wear black so that, guys, you know that I'm not happy about this. You can't suffer everything you suffer to get this visa and then come to the border, you couldn't respond to a simple question. The other one is you find people who come as couple. And then at the border, they separate you to ask you a question. And you can answer a simple question about your husband or your wife. Then you become a suspect because it doesn't look real. You can ask a simple question as the same answer as my daughter is in this school, and when they ask your husband in a different room, he answers the same. No. Guys, we have to do better than this. And so I'm really sad, and I want to tell us, study the visa category you have and be ready to respond in affirmative to your answers during your visa application process. You can have something here, you can have something in your application, and then you come to the border and say something else. There may be unique situation like if you had applied to go for conference will still give you a temporary tourist visa. Yes. If you're coming to Canada, and let's say peradventure, by the time your visa was approved, the Canada time has passed. They had given you the visa, which means you may tomorrow decide to just go to Canada for tourism alone. And so yes, on the system, it will still be reading that your visa was for conference. But you can easily explain why you didn't attend the conference, but now decided to use that opportunity to visit Canada and see the beautiful land of Canada. Isn't that simple enough? The other scenario is where you have study permit. Student, listen up. Your visa to come to Canada as a student will only allow you to work after your session has started. You have to start school before work. Now we see students who are excited, they want to run away from their country and come into Canada early. And then at the border, someone asks you, oh, your semester is only resuming in fall, and you're coming in January. Why? And then you open your mouth to say, oh, I want to start early, I want to get a job, hey, you're not supposed to get a job before school starts. And that's the truth. When you say that, you have already contravened the rules and regulations guiding the visa category that you have. Some of us make this mistake because agents apply for us and we didn't make any effort to understand the visa rule that we have. And that's a problem. Whatever visa you're applying for, please make sure you understand the rules and regulations of each one and adhere to it. If you don't, you'll most likely be deported. On a personal note, I remember vividly on one of the time my husband was coming before he finally, joined me and my daughter in Canada. They asked him at the border, have you ever been removed from Canada or any country? And he said, no, I have not, which was the truth. And the guy said, but I'm looking at the system. It's looking like. And my husband said, no. Are you talking about visa refusal? The guy down said yes. And he said, yeah, visa refusal is different from being refused entry. I have never been refused entry. Yes, Canada refused me visa when I applied first, before I reapplied, and they then issued me visa. It's not that I came to enter Canada and I was refused. And the visa officer then said, oh yeah, I get it. Okay, you're right. You see, they are human. They want to interact with you, but they have a guiding principle. So you need to pay attention and be able to respond to their question positively. You also need to respond in such a way that you don't complicate your matters. It has to rhyme with what you have said when you were applying. It's very important. They may ask you how much money you have depending on what you said you're coming to do in Canada. If you have $2,000, that's okay. But for instance, someone who wants to stay in Canada and has only $2,000, you can also have money in your credit card. You don't have to carry all your money in your hand. So if you're able to explain yourself, you may have good reason to enter Canada. But if you don't explain yourself very well, they will turn you back. And that, to me, looks like someone who has reached the promised land but was returned, could not enter. Guys, let's do better than this. Share this video so that other people, wherever they are, will be able to learn and be more prepared when they are coming in to Canada. Please like, share, and subscribe to my channel. If you have already subscribed, I'm giving you a thumbs up. I appreciate you. But if you have not, please do. YouTube will only spread this video if they know that it's serving more population, people who will benefit from it. Once again, thank you for joining. I look forward to seeing you in my next video.